What's up guys, Chenzo here. So I'm getting all my gear packed up for a ride for tomorrow. I'm going to do some riding and I'm also going to do some filming. So I figured why not take this opportunity to show you guys what I used to film my rides. So let's do it. Alright, so I know some of you guys have asked how I film my rides, and rather than discussing it in the comments section, I thought it'd be a little bit easier to just put this video out there, and hopefully you guys find this useful and you can go start making some videos of your own. Let's go ahead and start with the cameras that I use. So over here I got the GoPro Hero 8 Black. And I use that for all my stabilized footage. It's got Hyper Smooth 2.0, so I definitely recommend that for anything that's going to be mounted to your body or to your bike, or basically anything that's just going to be moving and would require that extra stabilization. I have some friends who are running the GoPro 7 Black. That seems to work pretty well too. The original version of Hyper Smooth actually seems to get the job done. I also run a GoPro Hero 6 Black on an Insignia bendy tripod, and I use that for some alternate footage, usually when I'm like doing kind of an in and out shot. What I mean by that is when I'm approaching maybe a jump or a feature or something like that, I'll aim the camera towards me as I'm coming in, and then I'll do a few runs that way. Then I'll kind of swing the camera around and I'll film myself going out of the jump or coming out of the features. So that adds a little bit of extra footage, and in my opinion, having that extra stationary camera can make your videos a little bit more dynamic. I'm also using my phone, which is the iPhone 10. I set this up on a bendy tripod. I also keep it in my pocket just for some extra B-roll, and I like using it this way, similar to the way that I use my Hero 6. Alright, so now that you guys know what cameras I'm using, we'll dive a little bit deeper into the mounts that I'm using and how I mount them on my person, on my bike, on my helmet, etc. So to start off, we'll talk about the GoPro Hero 8. I usually start off with this Jaws flexible clamp mount. It's got a nice bendy flexible action up top. It's got this clamp at the base, and it's pretty versatile. It gives you a lot of different options for mounting. If you watch most of my videos, you know that usually for my intros, I'll mount it somewhere on my truck or on my tailgate just to give me a nice stationary shot where I can talk into the camera and kind of introduce the video and get things rolling. And it gives me the opportunity to kind of frame my intro shot in a bunch of different ways. And I also mount this to my bike quite a bit. If you see a lot of my alternate footage where I don't have the camera mounted to my chest, a lot of times I'll have it mounted on my handlebar. Basically, I'll hook this onto my front handlebar on the right side. I'll kind of loop it down, and I'll get that nice low angle shot. Things just look a little bit more dynamic that way when you can get different angles, and it just adds a little bit of versatility to my filming. So I dig this mount quite a bit. Moving on, I think I touched on this a second ago, but this is a bendy tripod from Insignia, and it's pretty flexible as well, but it does give me the ability to work around different elevations and different terrain. You know, if I'm on kind of a rocky, bumpy, or unlevel surface, it gives me the opportunity to kind of work with that and still get a nice level shot. And if you wanted to get more creative, mount it in a tree or tie it around some railing or something like that, you could also do that. I've done that a few times before. Moving on, not a whole lot to say about the Joby GorillaPod that I use to mount my iPhone. And actually, I don't always use my iPhone mounted to this. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, sometimes I use it to get some nice B-roll, or I just use handheld action with my phone. But this does offer me the opportunity to get some extra stationary footage. If I want to get a really up close shot with this one, sometimes I'll set this camera further back, and it just gives me the extra option of getting some more stationary footage. So when I'm actually riding or when I'm actually on the bike, most of the time I'm using this Insignia chest mount. A lot of people that are using chest mounted footage recommend the GoPro Hero Chesty. I've never used it personally. I kind of anticipated maybe at some point upgrading to it, but I've been using this one for all my videos so far, and it's given me no reason to really consider upgrading anymore. So it's getting the job done. I like it, I dig it, and I recommend it. Alright, moving on to one of the mounts that I don't use very often. This is the helmet mounted GoPro mount. It's just a little sticky mount with some 3M sticky stuff on the back. Basically how I got this mounted is I just peeled off the adhesive backing here, and then I just used a lighter, heated it up, found kind of the center of the helmet and the right angle that I wanted to use, and just kind of popped it on there, held some pressure, and it's held up pretty nicely so far. No budging, no wiggling, anything like that. I don't use this mount very often, but I have used it in some videos just to add a little bit of variety, and I think it's nice to have it there and always know that I have a few extra mounting options. So before I wrap this video up, I do want to mention that you can definitely get started making really good MTB videos with just one camera mounted to your chest or to your helmet. And if one camera is all you got, it's definitely enough to get you started. With that being said, I'll just reiterate that having an extra camera or smartphone for stationary shots can definitely make your videos more dynamic and add some variety to your films. To illustrate this, I'll show you this clip using only one camera angle, and then I'll show you the same clip shot from multiple angles. Woo! Hell yeah! Nice. Woo! Hell yeah! The second shot definitely looks more interesting, but also requires a bit more planning and editing, so that's something to keep in mind. If you guys enjoy this type of content, be sure to let me know in the comment section, and maybe I can dive deeper in another video and discuss editing, planning, and workflow a little bit more. So that's how I film my rides, and I hope you guys found this video informative. But if you do have any questions, feel free to drop it down below in the comment section, and I'll definitely get back to you. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what adventures you guys go on and what films you guys make. So if you do upload anything to YouTube or to social media, definitely feel free to tag me in that so I can go check it out. I'll drop a link to my Instagram down below. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Stay stoked, and I'll see you in the next one.